What's the story, our lad? What's the story, our? What's the story, our lad? What's the story, our? Our!
All right, our lads.
Grand, our lad.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to What's the Story Hour. How are you getting on, Keith?
Oh, not a bother, right? I seen you do that old hand
I
move.
know.
Getting very handy at that.
I need to keep remembering that the camera's actually on.
Oh, yeah. It's just, I remember last week I was just sitting there now. Oh, yeah. I've seen you doing all these hand moves now and again, just to let you know there. So, hello, everybody. So, how are you, our lad? All right?
No matter. Same shit, different bucket. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad, our lad, not bad, yeah. That's it. We get straight to our brother. We're not coming from our usual venue tonight, guys. We're coming to you live from where it all began, really.
Rush, Frank's kitchen.
Yeah, back in the old kitch, should we say, you know. Anyway, now beating about the bush. Who's been bowled in the brig this week, Aaron?
A couple now this week, Frank. Before we get into it, we finally have one of these lads, the returning lads.
Oh, the returning the Mac.
They were sent away for the probation report and all that sort of stuff. I have a lad back, and he's a local to ourselves as well. So, but I'll start you off with one. It's another one of these where basically, you know, she's not from Balbriggan, but the crime occurred in Balbriggan, and I've had a run in with this woman myself on O'Connell Street. O'Connell Street last year. The year before last. Anyway, long and short is, remember that the beauty salon that opened itself up during COVID, and Ben Gilroy and everybody was down saying, oh, this is a grievous infliction on our fucking human rights and all this.
Yes, I do.
Then when the guards arrived, Ben Gilroy ran away.
Yes.
Ran away. But I'll give you Jean, 55, from Rathote. She was charged with breaching, you know, COVID regulations, COVID rules. She said that she's a citizen journalist and she had every right to be there. Now, I don't know what a citizen journalist is. Is that?
That's a good on that one. That's
a citizen journalist. She said the guards didn't even ask her the reason she was there, so she never got a chance to say this. Mm-hmm. She said she has at least 4 reasonable excuses for being in Balbriggan on the day, right? Now, she didn't give any of these, but she said she has 4. So there you go. She said if she was pushed, she would have said she was going to feed her horses and done a beat.
I've heard that one before.
So that's the oldest trick in the book.
That was a real COVID excuse.
I'm going to feed me horses. But basically the long and short of this one was the judge wasn't having a bar of it. She was convicted of breaching the COVID rules and she got a €250 fine. Now, I will say, Jean said she's regular at the GPO where all the crazies hang out on Saturday lunchtime.
Rightio.
And this is this one. I was walking by her and she was quoting statistics and things that were completely false, like. And I was walking by, and whatever she said something as I was walking by, and I stopped, and I was like, will you give it over, will you, like, fucking lunatic, like, go home. You know, just whatever. And she started roaring and shouting and telling me that, I'm not going to have a job by, you know, this time next year because the NWO is going to take her. And not Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash and them boys, you know what I mean? The NWO that lives in a mountain fucking base, like, you remember your man from Inspector Gadget?
Oh, yeah.
It's something like this, like, you know what I mean? But absolute head case. But, you know, Jean, if by some chance you're listening or watching, I still haven't lost my job to, you know, some sort of artificial intelligence or whatever the fuck she was talking about. Yeah. Anyway, move on now to the returning Yuri, 43 from Rush. Spoke about him a little while ago. We had, you know, the judge sent off this, you know, the probation report or whatever was.
Oh, I remember this dude. Yeah. I remember this now, actually.
So Yuri
is this the guy in Super Value?
In Tesco.
Yeah.
Just up the road, yeah. So twice Yuri walked into the Tesco. Just up the road from you. No, walked in twice. Walked in at about 11 o'clock in the morning. took 2 bottles of vodka.
I remember this one now, yeah.
Walked in about 4 o'clock then, took another 2 bottles of vodka. We did this twice.
Would you not be pissed by that time that he couldn't walk?
I don't know if he was drinking or just
Maybe he was selling them on the black market.
But yeah, so he did that twice, and did it once where he robbed a bottle of port from Lidl. A bottle of port, and you want to be hard up for a drink. But anyway, so these were the charges of theft. These are the things he stole. So after a couple of months away, he was back up in court now this week. So he got 1 month jail sentence for this. But it was suspended for a year. So he'll have to watch himself frag, or he'll be in the clink, in the clink.
Yeah, in the drunk tank.
And I'll finish off with two short ones here. They're just the same thing but different outcomes, right?
Which is I hate inconsistency.
Yeah,
right?
this is it, and I'll tell you now, and it's the story of 2 men called Andrew, both Andrews. One's from Skerries, one's from Balbriggan, right? And both of them had roughly €20 worth of weed on them when they were stopped by guards. €20 worth of weed. Now you know me and the weed ones.
I do, right?
But, right, so Andrew from Balbriggan, 4 previous convictions, €20 worth of weed. Andrew from Skerries, 17 previous convictions.
Oh, I know where this is going.
€20 worth of weed, right? So Andrew from Balbriggan got a 4-month jail term. Now it's a suspended sentence. He didn't go to jail, but could do if he's ball boy again. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Andrew from Skerries just got a €150 fine. Now, as I said, Frag, inconsistency.
Shocking.
I'm telling you, them Skerries folks.
I'm telling you now.
You know what I mean? But,
I'll tell you, it's who you know, not what you know.
That's it, yeah. But that's it. 4 previous convictions, 17, the same thing. 2 different outcomes. Not
shocking,
right?
Not
into that, yeah.
No.
But that's the crime report this week, Frank. So moving on to your favourite part of the week.
Oh yes, right. It's time for Random Pony.
Well, it's just a bit around the pony, yeah.
And it's time for this week's Random Pony, everybody. Well, right, I'd like to start off by congratulating Derek Rooney. He's our #1 fan, apparently, on Facebook. He told me this morning.
Our #1 fan.
Yeah.
Cheers, Derek.
Thanks, Derek, and you can keep them posters on the wall. I don't get weirded out by that. I forgot to say, United are shy. Moving on. Just want to say a happy birthday to me lovely sister Denise. Happy birthday, hour. Hope you're having a great day. Birthday today. I'd also like to tell happy birthday to Jerry Dunn. I know it's your 40th over the weekend, our lad. So have a great birthday, our lad. Don't get too drunk. Now, Ray, I was telling you a couple of minutes ago about a little story that I heard. Now, it's actually this fella's birthday today. Now, he's passed away, obviously. Mr. Ian Drury. You remember Ian Drury? Yeah. Now, I heard a very interesting story. Shout out to Mr. John Casey there. Right. Me and John had a great chat there yesterday, and even this morning as well. And he was telling me, according to sources, Ian Drury was doing a gig up the north.
Yeah.
And he came back and he came through the break.
Yeah.
And where did he go?
Oh, man.
Into the Tubbies.
Yeah.
Had a few sherbets and all that. And guess what? Tubby fucked him out. Yep.
Yeah.
And I said, what happened? Did he hit Walter with his rhythm stick? Apparently he got fucked out and went up to the Shamrock. Yeah.
Did he say, no, he got thrown out for?
No.
Just pissed, was he?
Literally, obviously.
Yeah.
Probably sitting there, blackguard lads, you know what I mean? Probably. Yeah, that's a great story. Ian Drury, yeah. In the Tubbies, huh? Crazy.
I bet you if he asked Walter for the old fucking underwater hairdryer or whatever, probably would have got it.
Probably would have, yeah. Unfortunately, we lost a great TV character this week, Dennis Waterman. Remember Dennis Waterman, Minder?
Oh, did he die?
He passed away there during the week, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. That's a bit of a sad note there, Speaking of sad notes, obviously now the terrible things that are going on in Ukraine at the minute, but
yeah,
they had to endure Bono on the edge the other day.
Oh, I've seen it. Do you know what? Like I say, we were talking to Sinead Monaghan on here a few weeks ago. Mentioned last week Colin Whelan.
Yeah.
Driving over there, raising money for charity and doing what he's doing. Bono on the Edge playing in the bomb shelter. Like, if I was in that bomb shelter, I'd be hoping for a direct hit. I'd be like, no, you can just fuck off now. You know what I mean? Coming all the way over there.
Anyway, moving on. What do you hear about? Do you hear about these rumours that James Corden is going to replace Gary Lineker?
It is.
What do you think about that,
I think that's an absolute load of pony fact.
I'd rather have Jermaine Genius.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Bring back Des Lynam.
Is he not dead?
No, bring him back.
You can't.
Trevor Brooke.
And I'd seen Gar. I think Gar Crooks is gone from Football Focus. He's terrible.
Brutal.
He used to have Gar Crooks team of the week. It was always shite. Like, what games were you watching? Like, you know what I mean? Have go out and score 17 goals in a game, like, and he wouldn't make it into Gar's team of the week. No. I just think that fucking, whoever who didn't score and played shit, I think he just added more to the team. Fucking bullshit.
I really don't have too many weird stories this week. I have one. A woman over in the UK, she had one night stand with this fella 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
So, if you say you had a one night stand with a lady or a fella, just saying, 4 years ago.
Whatever floats your boat.
Okay. 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And it was a one night stand, you forgot about it, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
4 years later, you meet this girl. And you go out, take her out for dinner, and you're sitting there having dinner, and you're getting on really well.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you just sit there and go, I had a one night stand with this person 4 years ago, and I've got a 4-year-old child.
Oh.
Now, the way I look at that is...
So they went on a date.
They went on a date
4 years later.
Yeah, and you wouldn't forgot that they obviously had a one night stand.
Yeah.
I think, would you forget you had a one night stand? And then have a baby, and then go, oh, by the way, you're attached to my
forgot. I
child.
said, gee, she must have been mad. She must have been mouthy drunk.
She must have been mouthy. You'd have to be, wouldn't you?
So what was the outcome? Was it his son? Or his son, his child?
I think it was a girl, yeah, but she had to tell him,
You're going on a date, you're going for a bit of dinner, and you're thinking, this sounds
mental,
and then someone lands that on you.
Huh?
Check
please.
Garson.
Well, right, I have a bit of a gripe here now. I just want to get this out here now.
Right, go on.
Did you watch the Eurovision tonight?
Did not.
Right, that's okay. I didn't think you would. Anyway, before we go into I'll talk about that. Just want to say good luck to Brooke tonight. I hope you get through, Brooke. We're all rooting for you here.
He is. I couldn't give a shit.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Hope you get through, Brooke, and go and do the nation proud, Henry. Moving on. Yeah, so myself and Lindsay watched it during the night, and I have to say, right, there was a lack of lovely girls.
A lack of
lovely girls. Now, I don't mean that in a pervert way in any way. Even my wife said to me, you know, I'll be sitting here watching this and there's not be stunners coming off the screen, like you're going 4 or 5 songs in, you're going, gee, these are lovely, aren't they? But there was none of that. What did we have tonight? We had some crazy shit on to the night. You had Norway lads dressed up as wolves, bananas. I'm not joking, you have to check that.
And bananas.
Yeah, the song was like, give that wolf a banana or he'd eat me grandma. Oh, seriously. Then you had the Moldovan song, which was great. It was just so off the wall, it was deadly.
Yeah.
Then you had the Ukrainian song, which is the favourite to win, but it's actually a decent song.
Is it though? I did read.
It's not bad,
I didn't really think it was like Ukraine's in favour now. I was like,
I know we're
I'm not big into a sympathy vote.
No, but it's actually decent. I don't think it's the best song. I think the best song is the Portuguese song. I think it's an absolutely lovely song.
Yeah.
Really nice song.
Will win, won't it?
But the bonkers, it probably will, yeah, but there's some bonker stuff in it. The Moldovans and the Norwegians, very good. So we'll see what we have tonight, you know.
Who did you say who was the one you told me?
What? Oh, Norway.
No, Finland.
The Rasmus.
The Rasmus.
They're on force tonight.
Unbelievable. Remember that song? That was some
In the shadows.
Hitting. Oh, that's fucking.
I was never into the
Rasmus. No, they were shit, but
they weren't my area now, I have to say.
That's like myself.
Anyway, will we do tops and tours first, or do you want me to do my little bit that I do most?
No, we'll do the tops and tours and then let you finish off with your little bit, yeah?
Alright, right. Well, I think I'll let you go first this week, right?
Let me go first. Right. I'll start with film, actually. Right. I'll start with film. Hold on, I get me sounds ready. We'll start with the film, which was a recommendation from Mort Dunn. So thanks very much, Mort.
Thanks, Mort.
And I actually mean it because, right, the film is called The Outlaw Josie Wales, right? It's kind of it's a western, cowboy kind of film, which normally wouldn't be into at all. No, I'm not into fucking cowboy films. But
cowboy.
Huh?
Fucking air cowboy.
But so this is a 1976 film starring and directed by Clint Eastwood.
What a legend,
right? Rotten Tomatoes gave it has a 90% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which are usually fairly accurate, I suppose. And basically, long and short of it is that Clint Eastwood's a farmer, and these gang of old boys, I suppose. It's set in kind of American Civil War time. So the Republic side lads basically murder, his wife and his son. And so he joins with the Confederate side, which in normal circumstances were the bad lads, because they were all the mad racist fucks. But he joins with them anyway, learns how to shoot a gun and all this, and then he's like, I'm gonna get that man that that arranged for to kill the wife and so on. Anyway, I won't spoil it too much. It's a bit of an adventure one. He's picking up kind of new mates along the way, even though he's a lone wolf. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He still needs a bit of a hand. He makes a connection with like Comanche Indians and all this sort of stuff. Like, just as I said, it's a real spaghetti western, I suppose to call it. But surprised myself thoroughly enjoyed it, and like I said, just not my thing at all, Frank. But The Outlaw Josie Wales from Mort, thanks very much. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5, and it's going to get the good mark.
Very good. More to be delighted with that tomorrow now.
Which, like I said, genuinely surprised me, because it was like, fucking 70s fucking cowboy film. I was like, no. But anyway, moving on to it's not so much a series, it's a one-off documentary. It's only about an hour long. Recommended by this prick sitting beside me. It's on All 4, and it's called The Man with a Penis on His Arm. Right. So it's on All 4, and it follows 3 men, Lee, Anik, and the man with a penis on his arm is Malcolm, right? So basically it follows these 3 people in getting new willies. This is the crack, right? So it started with Lee, who basically lived as Lisa for 42 years, but knew that there was something wrong, and it turns out actually it was just something wrong with downstairs, and she actually was a bloke. So to get you to this point where the man with the arm and penis, so what they do is skin graft off your forearm, and they roll it into a tube, and then they stick it to your arm for it to grow, and it grows a phallus on your arm, right? So Lee went and got this done anyway, delighted with life now. He has a relationship, and he's happy out.
He didn't have it on his arm.
No, he did. That's where they grow them. He didn't have it on. Malcolm had a penis hanging off his arm for 6 years. Right? And then there was Anik, right? So
he turned it off after a season.
Yeah. So he had basically a birth defect. So he got a new penis. Now poor old Anik had a terrible time. Basically, because it's not a real working dick, you have to pump it up. You squeeze your balls, and it pumps water from a pouch in your bladder into the willy to make it simulate an erection. I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. But anyway, right, so poor old Anik, he got the job done anyway, and he had his flute, but his pump wasn't working, so he had to go back to get a new pump, right? So then when you get that job done, right, you have to keep it hard for 2 full weeks. So He was walking around with a boner. Walking around with it for 2 weeks. Now, the weirdest part of it was there was a scene in it. So he's after getting the job done and fixed, you know. So he had it pumped up like, and he was like FaceTiming his mother, going, "Look at it." And she's like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And he's showing his man this big boner, and it was very strange. But yeah, the star of the show, lads, the man with a penis on his arm, Malcolm, right? Malcolm basically, to tell you why he needed a new penis frag, right? Malcolm, you know, did a bit of drugs anyway, right? And had a few health problems, got blood poisoning, right? So one day he tells the story like this. He was going for a slash, and the blood poisoning it caused, he nearly lost his feet and everything, this whole shebang.
Jeez.
But yeah, he was taking a slash, and 3/4 of his penis just fell into the toilet. So he needed a new penis. Anyway, so he's a raging alcoholic, he's a waster, right? So they do this job and they said there's a dick just fucking dangling there from your arm,
I
right?
seen that.
Yeah.
I just thought, I couldn't do it, man.
So he had it there for 6 years, but he kept missing all his appointments and all this. So, you know, so they'll take it off your arm. But he was going around, he had to get fucking like a big elastic band around holding on. It was Biffrag. Was he making a cup of tea, or was he doing the dishes? He was there and he was.
I seen it. I just couldn't get past it. That was on
the
time.
team's just flopping around. But yeah, so eventually the doctor basically rang him and said, "Here, this is it, last chance saloon, pal. So, you know, if you don't make it for this," he blames everybody. He's like, "I told you from day one I was going to have problems getting to the appointments and all, right?" He's blaming everybody else. Just whatever, right?
Yep.
It's his own fault that he still had a dick on his arm 6 years later, right? But anyway, the long and short of it was...
If you ever went to a knocking shop, you just have to open the window.
But, so yeah, eventually he got his new wheelie put on and he felt great, he felt like a man, and he basically just stood in the middle of a sitting room and just whipped out this thing. It wasn't safe, I don't know, it was like that, I don't know what, probably all fucking swelled up from whatever. But he was delighted with himself, and he had his wheelie. I will say, right, I wanted to turn it off after about 10 minutes, right? That's 5 minutes even, right? But it was like that, you know what I mean? It was that kind of car crash viewing. I was like, hold on a minute. I was like, no, I want to kind of see
where it goes, yeah.
Where this goes here. And I want to see, did it work out in the end for everyone? So I was like, do you know what? The fact that I watched it from start to finish, I'd say I give it a 3 out of 5.
Oh,
but it's neither a tops nor a third. It's like exactly in the middle. It's just, it was like, it entertained me.
If it's a 3 out of 5, you have to keep it good now.
I don't know. I think it's like bang in the middle, because it wasn't good. It wasn't shit. It was just.
So it's half tops, half a third.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't even know what you call that. Like, it
was
just.
It's the top.
So yeah, I'm not gonna give it a thing. As I said, I give it a 3 because I watched it. I was interested in it, but I don't know whether it was shit or not.
Alright, that's fair.
Very fucking.
I think that's the first time on
very
this
strange
episode that's ever happened, right?
Yeah, that was strange one. Anyway, Keith, take it away.
Oh, well, this won't take long. I'll start you off with the first one. It's called what's it called, Ray? The Pentaverate, is it?
Pentaverate.
The Pentaverate.
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers. Now, obviously, I've seen Mike Myers. Jesus, this could be actually really good, you know. So anyway, turn that on. It's on Netflix. I think it's a 6 episodes or something. And it's just basically Mike Myers doing a heap of characters, and it's just absolutely shite. There's nothing more I can say about it. I only watched 20 minutes of it, Ray. So I'll tell you what, Ray, I'm going to make this really, really easy for you. It's an absolute chocolate sausage monster. Moving on. And therefore, Giant Turd.
Giant Turd. You won't be watching the rest of it though.
That's right, I forgot to say, that was recommended by Raymond himself.
Yeah. Yeah,
diabolical.
I will say I thought it was shit as well.
It's terrible. When I see Mike Myers,
And that was why I gave it to you.
You know, Wayne's World, Shredder, fucking, you know, Austin Powers, I'm thinking, yeah, this is going to be good. And then there's a reason why we haven't seen Mike Myers in a while. Anyway, on to the movie that I gave you. And this movie is on YouTube, actually. Thanks to Amanda Marley for your recommendation this week. Appreciate that, Amanda. Also, that's Jazz's wife, just letting everybody know. Shout out to Jazz there again. Now, the film is called The Last Descent. And basically what it's about is, it's about two brothers. And they're big into like exploring caves and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It happened in Utah. So anyway, there's this cave called, what's it called? Buttery something. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, right, they're going in to explore this cave.
Yeah.
It's something they really wanted to do. So he's there with his wife and all that before, and you know, she says, yeah, you should really do it and all that. So they went in and they're going around exploring it and all that.
Yeah.
And the two lads' names are Josh and John.
Yeah.
John's the one that's married and he has a kid as well, and John's the brother. So anyway, they're going into this cave anyway, and they're exploring, and they go a bit further than probably should have. And what happens is John gets stuck in this, and he can't get him out.
Yeah.
So the brother's there trying to get him out, but no matter what he's doing, he can't get him out.
Yeah.
So what happens is the brother goes out, obviously gets help, so they went and got the help, and there's loads of people around him, but wherever he is, it's difficult to get him out.
Yeah.
So one of their experienced guys goes in and stays with him to make sure he's okay, so they can get the help in. Like,
yeah,
we're trying to drill it and all that, so maybe get in and drill it, but it was going to take too long. So you have to try and get like 4 or 5 bodies, you know, and the heavy stuff to try and pull him out with the weight, you know.
Yeah.
But so anyway, he's there, and obviously his life starts flashing all the stuff it goes into the past where he meets his wife and all that. And and then what you call it? Sorry, I just got a bit flustered there, lads and ladies. Yeah, what happens is he's there, and he keeps going back to where he meets his wife and all that, and he keeps seeing his kids and all that, and he keeps seeing a fella standing in the back all the time.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of going, who's that?
Yeah.
So then anybody he gets in contact with the wife and all that, and the wife's talking to him on the phone and all while this is going on, he's dreaming and stuff and all that. But so they try and get him out.
Right.
And he can't get him out. He just can't get him out. And it was very sad as well, because I was sitting there now. I was in the middle. I was going, this is just getting a bit too girly for me now. Yeah. But like you were watching the Willy thing. Yeah. I stuck it out till the end, and I really did. And the more it went on, the more I kind of sat there, and you see things and you relate to stuff yourself as a parent or father or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, right, they can't get him out. Another fella that was trying to get him out, they had to pull him out then. Ah, jeez. You know what I mean? So what happened was,
like the tunnel of goats.
So anyway, right, and the missus tells him over the phone that she's having another baby as well. Yeah. So he's going. So obviously what happens is it just goes blank. Then he's obviously dreaming and then he meets his kid and all that. But the person he kept seeing in the background I think it was his son. Yeah. So yeah. So honestly, he passed away obviously, and they couldn't get him out.
He's still there.
Yeah.
His body's still in this.
His body's still in this. Oh, they had to close it off to the public forever so that's his final resting place. Jesus. But it was very. I have to say it was very focused. I know. I tell you what, I wasn't crying at him, but it gripped me now. I have to say. So thanks very much for that, Amanda. Making a sad boy cry. Yeah. But I have to say, Ray, I give it a 4 out of 5. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. So I'll give it a good mark.
Yeah, good stuff. Doesn't sound like one I watched, though, man.
No, do you know what? I stuck it out on him. No, yeah, that's fair. Thanks everyone for your recommendations this week. Anyway, guys, we're going to move on to a little section now. I know I do this kind of every week. I kind of do funny, stupid names for things. Yeah. But this week it's funny pub names.
Funny pub names?
Yes, funny pub names. So we just got to shoot a few here for the crack, right? So we'll go with the first one here. First one is the polished knob.
The polished knob.
The moody cow.
That's a good one. Like that.
The foul-mouthed count. The foul-mouthed count.
What?
You like this one? The rank turd.
The rank turd.
The round bush. The famous cock.
The famous cock. Yes. No, you don't need to tell any more now. That's it. It's done.
Yeah, there's no more there. The bunghole.
The bunghole. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Fanny on the hill. Now, this is just ridiculous. Bunch of carrots.
Bunch of carrots. Nah.
Where are you going for a point? Down the bunch of carrots.
This
This is a great one, Ray. The nobody in.
The nobody in. I like that. I like that. Walk off.
The hairy lemon.
The hairy lemon. There's a hairy lemon in town.
There
actually,
is, yes. Yeah.
I haven't been in it in years.
The job centre.
The job centre.
And finally, this one is a Nottingham. I actually walked past this pub one day.
Yeah.
It's called the Cock and Hoop.
The cock and hoop. When the gas thing about calling the pub the job centre, you have to cunts.
Don't have that.
pubs anyway, they haven't worked in years.
That's a great name for a pub.
The job centre.
That's a dead name for a pub.
Fuck's sake.
That's
like
it.
that.
That's just a little few.
There you go.
Little bits there.
What was it called? The Johnny? No, not the Johnny. What was it? The Great Cock?
No, the famous cock.
The famous cock. I like that.
The famous cock.
The famous cock.
Well, anyway, that's been Random Pony for this week.
Lovely stuff.
Move on to the main topic now, Raymo. And welcome back to the main topic this week, guys. This week we're talking about hairstyles.
The irony of two lads without a hairstyle. Haven't got a hairstyle between us.
What sort of a hairstyle is that, Ray? I know what it is. You think you're going for the old Stephen King look, are you?
Stephen King.
Yeah, The Shining.
Yes. Not yet, not yet. That's
Do you know what my one is? This is called the What's Left look.
What's left?
Anyway, Ray, let's take it back to when we were young'uns.
Yeah.
When was the first time you remember going to a barber's? Or getting your hair cut anyway?
I've a vague recollection of getting a haircut in Monica Halligan's kitchen years ago.
You could.
Monica,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't know what it was for, but I know, to be fair, I said when I was a kid, I had terrible haircuts.
So did I.
Brutal.
Like terrible haircuts
I'm talking a kid. Do you know what I mean?
I remember your hairstyles when younger. You used to have kind of a
Mop, bowl job. Like,
yeah.
It was fucking brutal. Like.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, but I say my first recollection of it, I said it's just something we had that Monica Halligan got. I feel like I was maybe only 4 or 5. I think, but yeah, sitting in the kitchen, and I think she was after doing Lee and Paul's hair already. Like, you know what I mean?
So why not do Ray's?
I got the job done. But now after that, like going as in proper haircuts. Going down to the T Lad or down to John the Barbers and Marianne and then on to Bebo. Bebo was the last. Once Bebo closed his doors, that was the end of it for me. I bought a fucking head shaver and I was like, no, that's it now. I feel like I was cheating on. You know what I mean? So I said no, I won't go anywhere else. I nearly did one time. I went into your man there, went beside McFadden's. Or what's that one called?
Does that mean
Bassett's.
Mike
The
Bassett?
one on Mike Bassett. The one on the one beside McFadden's, you know that one. I swear there was one lad in the chair and it was me. And I was sitting there for about 20 he was talking. I was sitting there for over half an hour. Now he'd already started this haircut when I went in. So I was like, you know what, pal? See you later.
So we've been in the days then.
Just get up and leave.
Big skin audience down there.
But what about you?
Well, when I was young, I had really long hair, like bleach,
Yeah.
like fucking, like we're talking like the milky
White,
hair,
nearly,
like white.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it was like that really. Yeah, I remember like. I remember it was Jimmy Moore used to cut me fringe. Moore used to bring us in there to get the fringe cut.
Get the fringe cut.
Yeah, the fringe. Jimmy, they cut that there. Yeah, cut the fringe. And then obviously going to the teas. But I remember going to the teas. I went to teas for years. It was like you going into teas. I remember going to my lunch break from Tesco's once and the place would be packed.
Yeah.
And you'd break when you'd gone by the time you got there. You wouldn't even get a haircut. You'd be there, come around.
Holding court, like,
yeah.
talking fucking everything.
Unbelievable, yeah. It was like, it wasn't just, and it was great crack because there were a heap of heads in there, and great laugh.
Yeah.
We'd be going, fuck, I'm gonna get in trouble here now.
We didn't know what you were going to come out of teas either. That was the thing, like, you know, the DVDs, the runners, tracksuits, you name it.
I remember he was selling, I'll never forget the one he was going. Remember the Millennium?
Yeah.
He was selling videos of that down the harbour at the fireworks.
Really?
Yeah. How much you selling them?
Selling videos of
How much you selling them for tea? £25. How long is that? 25 minutes. What? It's £1 a minute. Fucking fireworks down there.
£25, something.
Yeah, £25. People paid it.
Did they?
Ah, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting a hold of that now, actually, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay 25 quid for it.
I wouldn't be sure for a video. I wouldn't be whole. Absolutely no way. What about yourself, Ray? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. I said, gassing. We were thinking back. I said, I asked a few bits and pieces out on, out on Instagram. You know, I suppose, we're old enough to have seen the trends and all that have come through. So
trends. Do you want to talk about trends, Ray?
Untrendy, even.
Well,
untrend. Yeah.
I've had them all, Ray.
I know you have. Here's one for you. You definitely did. You tried the David Beckham. The curtains or whatever you call it. Yeah, I remember you having
100%.
Surprisingly, no. I say only 10% of the lads that come back tried the David Beckham. No, I didn't. I couldn't pull it off.
I did.
Because I have a cow's lick. It just has a mind of its own here. There was no way I was ever getting my hair to go that way.
And I wasn't particularly modelling on him.
That was the split.
The hijack split.
I remember kind of Conor Brady was the one. He's the person I think of when I think of that. The kind of the split, the ball, Brady. Yeah. I always remember we were playing football with him. He said he never looked up. He always looked at the ground when he was running. I don't know how he never ran into a goal post or anything. But I always think of him with the splits. But yeah, only 10% of the lads come back tried the Becks, and then the big one for the ladies. The Rachel from Friends hairdo.
Yeah. That was a big one.
That was a big one. Now, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, maybe 44% of the women that came back gave
that a whack.
Gave it a go.
She was lovely though, wasn't she? She was a lovely girl.
Now, but actually, just to finish off with one then, the blonde streaks. You give that a go?
Not so much the streaks.
Well, I suppose you were
more
blonde.
like, yeah, but I used to dye it blonde.
Blonder.
Yeah. Fucking yellow.
Yeah.
Whatever has it. Now, the only way it looked streaky if I got a cut and I had like patches.
Darker under.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But, 53% of people come back and tried the streaks. I always remember being in Henno's years ago. Can't remember who did it for him. You had, this like a swimming cap on, and so this little like plastic hook job, pulling bits of hair out through these little holes in the swimming cap, and then like slapping the bleach all on his head. And I remember looking at that just thinking, that's an absolute that's just a job.
No, I usually just
not
get
a fucking hope.
The women's hair dye and simple value. Whack it down.
The women's hair dye.
That's what it was.
Go on. Give us what's your favourite hairdo you had though, would you say?
Oh Jesus, Ray.
That's what you went. Actually, will you go?
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, I didn't
go through the ball. Go through your best ones.
Alright, here we go. I have a list of them here.
Yeah.
Right, well I had obviously had the quiff when I was younger.
Yeah.
No. Right. I had a mullet.
Did you?
In 2007. It was like
Did you?
I had like
2007.
It wasn't a full blown MacGyver now. It was like
a Martha Brannigan.
It wasn't a Martha Brannigan special, no. It was like I had the hair, I had the fringe sticking up, and I had like bits sticking out the back. So technically it was a mullet. I had the step.
The step,
which was nearly the Beckham as well, because you used to have the step behind it, and the hair colour, man, these things
step
was
was
fucking man. The pliers.
The pliers?
Yeah.
What's that?
That was more like a hijack split kind of thing. The Phil Mitchell.
Phil Mitchell, yeah.
It's pure plain balls.
Yeah.
The Darndale.
What's that?
The Darndale was like when you had your head shaved and you had a fringe sticking out down.
That was.
Do you remember in the commitments?
Worst haircut.
Remember where your man's playing the saxophone and in the middle of the there's three little young lads there, your man's there with the saxophone, there's some young lads sitting there with a shaved head on the fringe down there. That was a ridiculous hairstyle.
It was ridiculous. And there were so many people that were talking to someone about this the other day and rattled off, you know what I mean? It rattled off 3-4 people just straight away. Like, I was like, what are we thinking? Yeah. Raw blade and just leave their fringe just hanging down.
That was the style, tell you now, that was the style though.
I don't think that was ever a style. Do you know what I mean? That was
I liked my hairstyle around. I liked that little mullet I had back then. I thought that was. I know it wasn't a full blown mullet. It was a little one, but I quite liked that one. Yeah. Obviously, I had the long hair, the ponytail. Oh Jesus! I never had a man bun though.
Never had a man bun though.
No, I had like a little shitty one sticking out the back, like a little. That was it. And there is a video out there of that. Whoever has that video, burn it. If that ever surfaces, I'm going into hiding.
Fucking little ponytail.
I had that. Yeah, I used to obviously being a singer in the band, you know, leather jacket, long hair, the earring, you know, that was. Looking back now,
I forgot about the earring actually.
Looking back now, like if my 18-year-old Keith was sitting here and I'm sitting there, I'd be looking and going, you fucking spark. Look at the stadium. But obviously at the time, I thought I was the coolest bastard around.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. But yeah, I had the blonde hair, I had the brown hair. First time I dyed my hair, I dyed it red. Inside my longest school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing a bit for the Order Malta.
Yeah.
Summer camp, and what happened was we had a hair dye in there.
Yeah.
And what you call it? Put the hair dye in. Obviously went back home and man, we better get that out of your hair now.
Yeah.
Daddy,
Yes.
I'm going to my room.
Yeah, but you have to wait till the podcast is over.
No,
Yeah.
No.
Go on after, right?
I'm going to my room.
When the podcast is over, we'll go up and look at your room, okay? Go on, we're nearly finished. 1 minute. Okay.
Where are we? Oh, your order, Walter.
Yeah, we leave that anyway. I take it out. Alright, yeah, go on,
I'm
yeah.
just saying,
Well, back to your
so
order.
just say, yeah, just start
Back to that again.
Say the fourth time I dyed my hair.
Yeah, first time I dyed my hair, it was red, right?
Yeah.
I was in St. Malacca school. I think one of the girls did it for me. And obviously taking a piss and all. I went home the next day. Get that out of your hair now!
Doesn't matter, it washes out, man.
So I washed it out anyway. So I started dyeing. That was a bit of crack. I started dyeing it around 17.
Yeah.
I was letting the hair grow and all that, being in the decade and all that. So, you know.
The rock star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, I went blonde. I went brown.
Yeah.
Obviously, copying other people. All around with brown hair. Brown hair was never really a good look for me, to be honest with you. And then obviously got the head shaved then. And was baldy for a while.
Tried them all.
Then I went back to the wig. Went back to look, and I heard God, I got that long. I actually looked like a BG at one stage. Because I got my sister Sabrina, right? You know what she done to me, right? Wait to hear this, right? Oh, I was over to stay with her. I was over to stay on a holiday in Jersey with her, right?
Yeah.
And I had the long hair at the time, really long, like I used to straighten it now, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, gosh, like, I'm thinking of it now. I picked my own arse and I'm sitting over there now. I swear Sabrina goes, do you know what? Yeah, look, your hair looks great, lad, you know what I mean? But you need a bit of moisturiser. Fucking moisturiser. What do you put fucking moisturiser on your face for? Your face is pretty. Come on, put it on for the crack.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were out in the town that night. Went in and looked in the mirror. Lad, I swear to God, if you had put a gold chain around my neck, I would have been Barry Gibb. Do you know what she done? Put fake tan on me. I swear to God, I was wearing this short and I had long hair. People thought I was auditioning to be a BG. I looked like Andy Gibb, the fart brother.
The fart.
No, seriously. Oh, my
Brutal.
jeez,
Oh,
man, the
my
embarrassment. I went and got cut the next day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was enough then.
That was
How long did
enough.
it take you to get the fake tan off your face?
Oh man, I swear to God. The looks I was getting out. I couldn't believe it. Let me like, Spina's like helped me out.
Yeah.
Me glowing like
You're
fucking.
delighted with heading out with your
I
hair
swear to
cut off.
God, man. Thanks for that, Sprina. I know you'll be listening, so yeah, fucking shake of her.
That's brutal.
Oh.
I go back to, actually, here's one for you now, right? And said, I think I've had about 3 hairstyles in my life, right? So, you know what I mean? I've had, the mop, I've had the fades, and this now. That's it, like, you know what I mean? It's just been fairly solid. I used to do the Brill Cream wet look and flick the fringe as well. Did that for
Yeah, I've done that for years. I had to stop doing that. I looked at some photos of me from years ago and I was just going,
wow,
no wonder the women weren't interested. Seriously.
But back to T Reid, right? So
Oh yeah.
we're talking with a few. I was talking to Wayne Cawley last night, and he told me about too. Remember T used to have the pictures up on the wall of all the different styles he do, right? So Wayne was telling me, and he said he was going to a heavy metal gig, and he said he got an anarchy sign shaved into the side of his head because he was going to a heavy metal gig and he wanted to be rock and roll. Yes, he got that done. But my favourite thing he told me, he said Geezer McGarry got a Mickey Mouse symbol shaved into the side of his head. Mickey Mouse. I said the funniest thing about that for me was I have no recollection of Geezer McGarry ever having hair, to be honest. But yeah, Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean?
Seems Andy Gray, isn't it?
Andy Gray. But I have 3 classics here now. I'm going to ask you, I suppose, did you have any of them? The 3 tea classics, you think now, not so much Italian 90, but definitely USA 94, right? You had the Shamrock, or the Ireland flag shaved into the back of your head. This is the tea you do. Or do you remember your man, the 7-Up lad? Fido.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know how that became a bleeding. Like,
Yeah,
how did that become
know.
a trend? Like,
Ash.
but having him shaved into the back of your head. Did you ever have any of them?
No, because if I had been home at any of them, I would have been killed.
Yeah, I just was not allowed.
Oh no.
That was it.
Fuck no.
I said there wasn't a hope, but put it out there. I said there was the people that come back said 11% of people got the Shamrock. Then very close. Then Fido Dido came out on top with 45% of the vote.
See, that 7-Up lad was very popular at the time. But see, this is the thing, right? Like, people would dive into them things.
I can't get over, as I said, Geezer McGarry with the Mickey Mouse. I'd love to see it. If anybody, there has to be a picture of that somewhere. Has to be. But if somebody can just get that so I can see it one time.
Did you ever get a haircut off Barbara Smith?
Him?
Barbara Smith. He would have been next
Going
door.
down the back of the deli brewer.
Yeah.
No, I never did. I was actually only looking in there. I was walking by it, and had a nose in it there a few weeks ago. I was looking in it. It's still all set up.
Yeah.
I was inside, like, and
Yeah, it's still sitting there.
I said, but we must have about 15 barbers in town at this stage.
Jesus Christ, unbelievable.
Do you know what I mean? I said, what
So who did you go to? We know you hit your teens.
Yeah.
Who was your go-to barber?
Well, I would have went to John the Barber's on the
Did you ever go to Shaves?
Once or twice. I tell you, my gripe with him was the reason I didn't go more often was it was a Christmas Eve, and I was still working in Super Value and stuff like that. And it was crazy. I just didn't get a chance to get a haircut. Christmas Eve. And I said, I was up early. I said, fly down now. I said, I knew he was open.
Yeah.
It was Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve. One good. And I went down. There was no one in the shop. There was one lad getting his haircut. And I was like, grand. I went to him. Regulars only today. And I was like, empty shop. I was like, ask me bollocks.
Regulars only.
Regulars only. Now, it was there. I'm sure probably plenty of people did come, and yeah, he was obviously trying to sort out the people who. But there was no one in the shop. And that just annoyed the fuck out of me, that did. It was
Hate his own. You never hate that one.
yeah. But, no, usually I said it comes to John Barbers, and it's not John himself now.
DH was actually a barber in there, and he actually had his. I think he's. Do you have his? I still think he has his own one. It's the one.
It's the one, I think.
He's very good. DH's very good barber.
Yeah. Marianne got one haircut one time off of Melda.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
Got one haircut there one time. But now it's usually then it was well, mostly the Bebo, to be honest.
Bebo was great. I used to go to Bebo in my teens, and I used to go.
Yeah.
Bebo was great for the trends. He could do anything he wanted.
Oh yeah.
I remember I said to Bebo, I'll tell you this one. I said to him, Bebo, can you get me hair extensions?
Oh, you hair extensions.
I'm thinking of it now. I'm going, oh Jesus Christ, what was I thinking? Oh. But he's great. I go in Bebo and I go, Bebo. He'd have pictures of Oasis on the wall. Oh, there's a haircut. I forgot to mention the Oasis style there. Yeah. I had one of them. I soon realised that I shouldn't have one of them. I just couldn't rock it, even though I was a huge fan at the time. I just wasn't. I couldn't do it.
Still a few lads rocking the old.
Yeah, some lads can rock them. Yeah, some lads can rock them. I couldn't. I tried. I looked like an absolute sap. So I just got rid of that one. But you know what one I did have, and Bebo used to do this for me, was a Gaz Coombs haircut. Gaz Coombs, right, he obviously used to have longish kind of hair, right, in the first album. Yeah. When he did the second album, I remember him sitting remember he doing that video late in the day, and he's sitting there with the cute guitar, and he had this kind of the fringe sticking up, and he had these sideburns.
Yeah.
Bebo, give us a Gaz Coombs. Bang on. Gaz Coombs. I had a Gaz Coombs haircut for about 2 years. I used to love that haircut actually, yeah. He was cool as fuck.
Used to always try and get the get the locks grown right for the for the waist. I could never get. I was you'd be shaving, you'd be trying to trim it right. One would always be shorter than the other end. Then when you try to fucking even it up, then you just end up then back up here.
Yeah, I in the mid 90s, I did have that Oasis hair when it was 97. That's when I had it, but I just.
Yeah.
I find it a bit more for the Liam kind of longish way Liam used to have it, because I couldn't do the Nolan. So I just said, no, I think I'll do David Beckham instead. the Backstreet Boys are, bearing on something about New Order.
I have to say, the thing was like I was saying, I was went to Bebo. I said, the thing I went to Bebo with, or the reason I went there was, number one, I didn't even have to ask him. Do you know what I mean? I just sat down. I asked him one time. I showed him a picture on my phone one time, and that was it. Then for like just 5 years. Then every time done, you just put me hair from me.
The great thing about people was
for the crack.
Yeah, he used to have great conversations about football, about music.
Yeah, that's just the crack that you had with him. Do you know what I mean? And fucking, he'd always have a story for you. Do you know what I mean? And that was it. There was no best than tenor on the button.
Did you ever have a calm over?
Calm over.
Yeah.
No, see, I've enough self-respect for myself not to go down that road. Like.
At least you never had a man bun, right?
At least I never had a man bun. There are some lads that can.
Glad I have a fucking green bun.
There are some lads that say can probably rock the man bun, but that's not for me.
Very few, I think.
Not for me.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic gets by it.
That's because he's like.
He's cool.
He's like a black belt and fucking
kick
the bollocks out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like his man bun. Like.
Lads that are into karate, fuck that. You're alright, lads.
Exactly.
But here's one I spoke about earlier, was the mullet.
The mullet was...
Who, in your opinion, did you have the worst mullet you've ever seen?
The worst mullet?
Yeah, the worst mullet you've ever seen.
I don't remember too. I remember the Heno had one. Had that weird... Remember that weird mullet that lads had where they brushed their hair that way?
I'm not just on about like lads, Balbriggan, I'm on about like people in general that were around the teddy or anything like that.
Mullets.
MacGyver had a bad one. Martin Brannigan had a terrible one.
Yeah.
That was awful.
Pat Sharp, business at the front party on the back.
Terrible.
Remember the twins on Funhouse.
Of course we do, right? Lovely girls.
Worst mullet.
Nick Kershaw for me, or Chris Waddle.
I just think the mullet in general, like I don't understand how these things happen. Like it never looked good. What I never understood these trends. I was like, right, Short back and sides, a bit off top there.
It's a lad in Balbriggan that's had one.
Yeah.
He must have it about 40 years now. You know Jimmy McLaughlin?
No.
Ah, you did know Jimmy. Jimmy Jock.
With a mullet?
That lad used to work in the cinema years ago.
No.
Ah, you know him,
I know.
you'd know him, yeah. I used to say
a mullet?
He's had a mullet for years, as long as I can remember. You would know now. You see him out of town, you know.
You see, is that one of them things now? Is he just looking at the mullet and saying,
He's had
this is my
He's had
signature
that.
dish
Like
now?
Shane
whatever you
Bourne.
call it. Like Shane Bourne.
Shane Bourne, the Ruby Flower.
Oh. Did you ever see your man? I won't say a name. But you ever see his man? He was just talking about dyed hair. You ever see it's an owl? Well, not an owl. I'd say he's in his 60s. You ever see him rocking around hair? You normally see lads with the jet black hair, like black is the ace of spades, or black not the ace of spades. Whatever. Yeah, black's the ace of spades. Yeah. That is a lad in the same, and he has a little like pencil drawn. I'd see him walking around town the whole time, and I said, "That's a bit. The hair's as black as that." Just be looking at him, going, "You have a bit of self-respect there. Everybody knows, right? Your hair is dyed. There's no way anyone said nobody's hair is naturally that colour." And the little said, "He obviously dyes the little beard as well. That's jet black as fuck as well." I just look and be like, "Come on, what do you act like?" You know what I mean? That's not. So that's one thing. I never dyed my hair. So the worst haircut I ever had, in terms of, we went to witness one year, and I don't know what came over me. I let Hannah cut my hair over in his place. Remember that? Jesus Christ!
What were you thinking?
So it was all going all right, and little fuzzy bits there. So I said to him, I said, Hannah, turn the clippers. And do it, go down, drag it down. It's grand, you can see what you're doing. No, grand. All I heard was, wow. And there was a square missing it about that size, just missing that back there. So then I had to go and then shave the whole lot off it.
I decided to do that one
Went
day.
around to me mad, and my man was like, "You look like a fucking convict now, fucking scumbag or something, fucking state." And I was like, "Well, that was it." But that was, I can still remember there's a picture out with this taken where basically I was like, look, someone took a picture from behind, and this thing, Fred, was just, that size, just clear as day. Awful. They stayed there for weeks, like, because it was that shaved in, it was like right to the scalp, like.
I did that once when I was living up in Rascos.
Yeah.
It was annoying me one day. I just got a scissors and started cutting it, and I looked like I was going into a mental institution. I had to get like a hat and go down to cheese and just get shaved off.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking I could be a barber. Oh no, I can't be a barber because I look like I'm going to go insane.
Yeah, I'd say with all the lockdowns and all, there's been some brutal haircuts. You know what you've seen, on
Well, that's it there, lad. Like, I'll tell you who's put a cut in his hair. Carl does a great job.
Yeah. He cuts his own hair or your hair?
He doesn't cut my hair. No. But he cuts his own, he shaves it, looks really, you have to give him a right expert at it now.
That's hard.
So who's your favourite barber Ray ever like Balbriggan?
I'd say hands down Bevo. I'd say the T is a close second, but I think I got more haircuts off Bevo than anyone I ever got a haircut off. You know what I mean? So that's, for me, I'd say the Bevo's the number one, closely followed by T. T more so for the crack than the actual barber and
He's
skill.
got a great crack on there, isn't he?
Marianne Campbell was a great barber.
Yeah,
so those three I think would be. They'd be my top three if you were to push me.
I wouldn't be too far behind you there now, Ray. Yeah.
Who's your number one?
Go Bevo as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would after Keith O'Brien as well is another very good barber.
Yeah.
Got a lot of cuts. I used to get mine cut off him all the time. Sunderland Mick was another good one. Newcastle Mick was another good barber as well. Newcastle Mick, Sunderland Mick, that's what I call him. He's from Sunderland. I think he does the barbers up in Castlemill, but I think he used to own the one there and the one up in
okay. I thought you were talking about lad.
He's a good barber as well.
Yeah.
But the barbers up, the one I go to now is on Dublin Street. I can't remember the name of it. It's the one across from the Texaco garage. Beside the
Oh,
barber.
yeah.
That's a great barber.
Yeah.
That's the one I go to now.
The capital barbers or something.
That's the one I go to, yeah.
It used to be the vets, didn't it? On vets
Beside the
beside
vets.
it, yeah.
They're the best. That's my. I don't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I don't go anywhere else. They're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Shout out to your dads. It's a great one to do.
I go upstairs to my fucking classroom. But I tell you what, I've one story that I wanted to.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rob.
That I want to try, and it's not me. It's come from. It's come in from Keith McLaughlin. So I'll ask you a question. I said, were you ever sent home from school for like having your hair dyed or anything like that?
Actually, wasn't there, lad? No.
We'll give you this one. I said it was Keith sent to me. Where is it?
It's doing all the time.
Where the fuck is it? Keith, there we are. So I was just laughing at this. So basically, I suppose, look at the long and short of this one. He dyed his hair day glow orange. Same to me, right? So I mean that's a brave move from the get go. That is. But anyway, so rocked into the tech with this, luminous orange hair. Mrs. Dunn, sent home. That was the end. That was the end of sent home. So he said he went home to his ma and was like, "Not sent home because my hair is orange." So his ma brought him back, or his ma brought him down to town. Got his hair dyed black, jet black, to cover the orange. And he said, "Back in school before lunchtime."
Yeah.
That was it. He said Mrs. Dunn seen him. He was back. We couldn't say anything. It was like it wasn't a day glow orange.
Look like a jacket.
But no, cheers to that. As I said again, we got a few shouts. On the Instagram stuff. Casper was saying, he said Casper's worst hairdo was he got like red tips on his hair. I can actually remember him having that. That's not a great look. If somebody got their haircut like Smell from This Is England.
Oh,
She got like an orange bob haircut, and everyone was saying that she looked like Smell from This Is England. And
well, she would do.
It's not a great comparison.
No, it's not a great look.
Honest, is it? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the crack for it. Because going home and probably cut my hair now.
I'm going into watch Eurovision now.
The Eurovision.
Come on, Ireland.
This is only the semi-final though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Have we gotten to the actual Eurovision at all in the last couple of years?
We got there in 2019, didn't we?
Really?
Yeah. We didn't qualify last year.
That's all rigged, all that voting. There's good songs don't get in, shit songs.
Well, the shit song at the end of the night, I forgot to mention it earlier, Lithuania, absolute shite, and they got through. And I was fuming over it because a good song can get in because he was.
Yeah. So, but
that's the crack, isn't it, buddy?
That's the crack, exactly, Frank. Lads, again, thanks very much for throwing the suggestions at us. I've an arse load of suggestions now for the tops or towards.
Oh, brilliant!
A heap of stuff there. Thanks very much for just getting on to us, telling us about your hair disasters and that sort of stuff.
I have one every day.
So lads, look, thanks very much for tuning in. Whatever way you're tuning in, and I'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, talk to you next week, lads and ladies.
Well, what's the story, our lad? What's the story, our? What's the story, our lad? What's the story, our? All right, our lad. Grand, our lad.